Tell me, to perform this operation, I need a single catch block or multiple catch blocks. In this catch blocks, did I ask you to display error message or alternative logic? Okay, if no exception rise, what I have to add? 15 plus 16. Where I should write that addition logic? Finally block. If no exception rise, where I should write logic, man? If a control reach end of the try means no exception rise, na? If you write logic inside finally, it is always executed. Did I say compulsory add 15 and 16? Then how can I write in finally? If no exception rise, then only 15, 16. When no exception rise, where control will be in try? End of the try you should write. From try. If AIOBE raised, so this is what I ask you to write. Control 1, compile, control 2. I'm not passing any value, array index. I'm passing one value, AIOB. Passing two values, no exception. Then what will come? 31, 15 plus 16. I'm passing AB, number format 70. I'm passing 10, 0, arithmetic 1. Clear? Yes. So this is what I have asked you to develop. So you got full clarity on try catch. How to use try catch, what the order to use try catch, what the rules we must follow while working with try catch. Okay, observe now. Why you are using backup catch block? To stop abnormal termination of the program and also to display exception information to the programmer. Okay, now here I am writing ten by 0. Now here arithmetic exception is raised, then that exception is passed to whom now? Catch. Then E variable contains what? Arithmetic exception. Here inside catch block, what I should display? I should display a message, what? Exception raised. Huh? Can I write just like exception raised? By seeing that message, what developer can understand? I should display exception information. Okay, now is the time you need to understand complete object structure of every exception. Tell me, every exception is the subclass of whom? Arithmetic exception is the subclass of whom? Arithmetic exception is subclass of whom? Runtime exception. Runtime exception is subclass of exception. Exception is the subclass of And throwable is a subclass of this is arithmetic exception object. AE RE EX throwable. And I have a question. Can I teach exceptional in chapter before inheritance completed? Yes. Why not understood? If I teach all these things, you will not understand. If I want to teach all these details, then will not understand, right? I don't teach. Hey, I will not teach, man. Then understand or not? Oyamo. I don't talk super class, subclass, nothing. Okay. Exceptionality means what? Exceptional. How to catch exceptional. How to display error message. How to throw. How to catch. How to create our own exception and close the chapter. If I teach, no, I don't teach. You will be in your own world, you will not come to my world. When you will have confusion, if I want to teach all the details, then you will not understand. Right? I don't teach. What do you not understand? I don't teach, man. You don't know, na? Throwable superclass. Okay? With the superclass subclass relation, the memory diagram is like this. If I teach you, you will know and you will confuse. I don't touch the topic, no? And you don't know the topic is there. My question understand? Okay? I will write simply like this. Exception is, it is what? Object. Here, exception come. Here what come? Exception come. From here, where control will go? Catch block. Then this message is displayed. Tell me what is the confusion? Adra, who is writing diagram, man? Oh yeah, boy, bhaiya. Kadra babu, thesis and okay, okay na? I didn't write the diagram, okay na? Try to understand. Very important. This line has a thrown exception. Then the exception is passed to catch block, catch that exception, and a message is displayed. Khatam. Where is the confusion? Will you ask? I should know internals to every faculty. Huh? You can ask. What they say? What they say? That is internals. That much only there. What? No, Baba. If I make you know that there is something internal discussion there, then you can ask, right? What I am telling? Exception raised. Catch block meant for catching that exception. Display that message. Over. Oh, do you feel in Google that the data content is there? In Google, more worst than there. If in Google all the internal details are there, why you come to Amirpet? See, I want to make you realize the facts, how the people are learning and what you are missing. You should know these points, okay? Your friends in hostels definitely tease you. Hey, Andra, still not completed. That not yet completed when they put the question in front of you, you should call them and play with them with the internals. Are explain this program you ask. Andra, ikkada exception rise ayindi, exception catch ayindi, display ayindi. Okay na? Exception rise do catch you display. Understand? If you go like this, so much of internal content, logic development you are going to miss. My intention of explaining the internals, not only to make you understand internals, also to make you writing the program in the company. Oh, this is the way Sun designed. Same way we have to design our code also in the company projects development. Further, that is what my interest of teaching internals. Our course is not core Java. Our course is core Java with project development. So in every part of core Java, how the Java project is developed, if I explain how your project can develop in the company also, you can easily connect. Na? That is what my intention behind teaching internals. Clear my point? Right. So you should have patience of understanding all the points. Of course you have. Just I wanted to let you know how exceptionally teaching in the market, in YouTube, in the Google. Just I want to let you know how we are learning. You should know the difference. Okay. Simple. What the people say. Here exception. Error displayed. Exceptional in chapter over. So exceptional in chapter in Amirpet will be covered 2 or maximum 3 days. Totally 4.5 hours. Daily class 1.5 hour only, na? 3 days. 3 days and 4.5 hours. Class will be katam. Exceptional in chapter over. Okay, and proudly they say, I completed in 3 hours, 3 days. Harikrishna taking 1 week. Waste fellow. So why I'm taking 1 week? Understand now? No one will teach multiple catch blocks. When to use catch of exception, when to use multiple catches, that entire details will not be there. Even if they cover also, 1 or 2 just headings will be given and leaving. All the internal details, they don't explain all the cases. So we are learning every point, that's why taking time. Okay, come back. Now system.out.println 10/0. What happened here? Exception raised. What background JVM is doing? JVM is finding the matching exception. What the matching exception? Arithmetic exception. Arithmetic exception means complete object has to understand. Why I designed the chapters? If you take other faculties or website or YouTube chapters, if you take the order of I am teaching, the order other people teaching, completely different. The topic which I am teaching last chapter, they will teach as somewhere in the middle. String handling chapter, they will complete as a 3rd chapter or 4th chapter. Okay, exception handling they will complete again as the 2nd, 3rd chapter. So I don't touch the topics in the volume 1A and a large language, part of language I don't cover because it has a lot of inheritance. String handling chapter has a lot of object oriented programming there inside. So the person who want to learn internals, they should know complete language knowledge. That's why string handling, exception handling, this all comes under what? API, not language. They are not language part. They are what? API part. That's why it's a part of volume 1, volume 2. These topics are part of volume 2, and we have to learn after inheritance polymorphism completed only. Before that, if you learn all these details, I cannot touch. If you touch, then you will die. Correct? So please try to talk all these points in the interview room if the interviewer are interested. Tell me, now here exception is created. Listen carefully. In arithmetic exception class, do you expect any variables available? Object means state must be stored, na? State is nothing but values. Exception has any values or only error message? To store error message, we need one variable, no? Are you catching my point? We need one variable. Tell me now that variable where that variable must be available in arithmetic exception class or runtime exception class or exception class or throwable class. Think. Exception is meant for what? Storing error message. To store error message, we need one variable. Where that variable must be there. Every exception has a error message, na? Now let me take arithmetic exception, array index out of bounds exception. Array index out of bounds exception. It's a superclass runtime exception, superclass exception, superclass throwable, superclass object. Now tell me where that error message storing variable must be available. If it is available in arithmetic exception class, then I should maintain that variable again inside array index. Arithmetic exception class is different, array index out of bounds exception class is different now. Come on, try to go back to the inheritance knowledge. Superclass, and we have subclass 1, subclass 2, subclass 3, subclass 4. All classes require the same variable. Then where I should create? I need same variable for all these subclasses. Will you write this variable repeatedly in every class? Code redundancy, no? Where I should create the variable? In superclass. If I create in superclass, then that variable memory will be allocated in every subclass object separately or not? Now, I have one superclass, it's okay. But I have multiple superclasses. And this superclass has one more subclass. And this is having its own subclasses. Now tell me, where I should create variable now? If we need variable only for these group of subclasses, then here I should write. Correct? Huh? If I need a variable only for these group of subclasses, then I have to write where? Inside this sibling superclass. Now I need the same variable for all these subclasses. Then where I should write? This root class. Okay, na? Inheritance concept is revised. Okay. Now with this knowledge, you only decide and tell me to store an exception error message where that error message storing variable must be created. In arithmetic exception class? No. If I create here, again array index also required. Same variable 2 times, 10 times, 100 times, bad programming. Runtime exception class? No. If I create in runtime exception class, exception subclasses will not contain that variable. Na? Wrong. In exception class? Come on. If I store in exception class, then what about error? Error kind of exceptions also required error message to store, na? Yes. Then if I store variable, if I create variable in exception class, is that variable available for error type exceptions? No. Then where I should create? In a throwable class, I must create. All people understand? Huh? Yes. So now realize very important point. All exception classes are variables contain classes are empty classes are. Empty classes. Exception is meant for only creating object and throwing that object to terminate the program, not meant for storing any data, not meant for performing any operation. So all exception classes are empty classes. There is no variables. Then for all these classes, I need to store error message. To store error message, where that variable is available in superclass. Which is superclass? Root superclass throwable. Now tell me, here JVM create arithmetic exception object and it stores what? Error message division by 0. Na? That division by 0 is going on storing in superclass. Samajh mein aaya? Here it is storing what? Divided by 0. And now the reference is what? 10. Hope you understand what is the how the exception object is creating background. If you don't understand it, next points you cannot understand. Any doubts? Any doubts? If you have doubts, please ask. I'm ready to explain. Asla understood? Forget about doubts. All you guys understand? Confusion? Chipra babu. అర్థం అయితే ఓకే, అర్థం కాదు నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్స్ అర్థం కాదు. అందరికి అర్థమైందా నిజంగా? డౌట్ ఉండొచ్చు, అడగవచ్చు. ఆన్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ వేర్ ఆర్ యూ రెడీ? Online students, everyone understood? I explained only one new point. What is that? What I should explain, Rabab? If you ask me explain one time, again I'll explain same thing. What is your doubt? Is it a punchy dialogue? Tell me one more time. Tell me, array index out of bounds exception object, how created? Array index out of bounds. Runtime exception. Next. Exception. Next. Throwable with object. In object class, do you have any variables? No. In throwable class, you have any variable? Yes. In exception, do you have any variables? Runtime exception. Array index out of bounds exception? No. Then now JVM internally storing what message here? That index number, index 0 or whatever message is stored. Sir, how this message is storing, sir? You cannot understand. It requires some more time. Okay, tomorrow or day after tomorrow you will understand. I'll also teach you how this message is going on storing in that variable. You need some internal code. That end of the exception handling chapter you will understand. When we are creating our own exception, then you will realize. Are Jitendra, which batch you are? Nine AM. I know, that's why I'm asking. When we create subclass object, whose memory first created, Babu? Subclass memory, then inside superclass memory created. If you forgot, go back to once again notes. Come on, guys. Now, after this object is created, then control is coming back here with what reference? 1010. Then the 1010 is passing to whom now? E. E variable memory created with what value? 1010. Samajh mein aaya? Now, this 1010 is now pointing to this object. Okay na? Ipudu cheppandi Rabai. What should I display in the catch block? When I write catch of exception common to all exceptions into the E variable, the coming exception may be arithmetic exception, array index out of bounds exception, or any other exception. Okay. Now, what I should display on console for the programmer? Do you remember? If the programmer wanted to solve an exception, he has to change either input or he has to change what? Logic. Generally, inputs wise exceptions not related to programmer. That is related to what? End user. Logic related problems are related to programmer. If you want to change the logic, first of all, I should know at what line number that exception coming. So, exception object has a format. Exception message is having a format. It has 4 parts. First part is the thread in which this exception is raised. Okay, this is not much important. Okay, second one is exception class name. Required or not? Based on exception class name only we can decide which exception raised and what the reason for exception. Arithmetic exception, acha, somewhere 0 dividing. Array index out of bounds exception, acha, somewhere wrong index number is going. Right? Number format exception, acha, coming data is not int or long. Okay, null pointer exception, oh, somewhere reference variable is not assigned with object. null is there. So I can take the decision based on the exception class. Next, reason for the exception. And 4, place where this exception is raised. Place and class name. Place means class name dot method name of Java file dot line number. Okay, now so every exception contains all this information. Now, as a programmer, you want to display how many informations to the end? I mean, a programmer. I want to display complete information. Okay, I want to display complete information. Okay, Baba. It is displaying to when it is pointing to exception. Now I want to display complete information. To display complete information, in a throwable class, we have a method called print stack trace. What is the method name? It is a public method and it is a void method. It's a non-static public void method. It is a printing, na? That's why it is what? Void. No. I don't want complete information. I want only exception class name and reason for the exception. I want only this much. I don't want complete. I want only exception class name and reason for the exception I want. Then in that case, you have another method is there, that is public. Return type is string. Method name is toString. It is a overriding method. Okay. Next. No, I don't want complete information. I want only reason for the exception. Why this exception rise? Only reason I want. Other parts I don't want. In that case, I have another method. You know well. What is that? Public. Return type is what? String. Method name is get message. Get a message. So how many methods we have to use inside a catch block? From throwable class, we have 3 methods. What are the 3 methods? Print stack trace method, toString method, and get message method. Depending on your requirement, you have to use that method here. Are you catching? Right. In catch of exception, which method is suitable? Print stack trace is suitable, because as a programmer, I should know what exception rise, what the reason for the exception, at what line number that exception is raised. I should know all the details. Generally, everywhere in the projects or in advance or wherever you go, whenever they write catch of exception, internally they will call immediately what? E dot print stack trace. Control 1, compile. Control 2. Look at there, the complete. Now look at there, exception class name coming. Next one, reason for the exception coming, and also what? Place, which class, which method, which file, and line number. So tell me, with this information, can you go to that class, that method, that line number, and solve that exception or not? Next, I don't want complete information here. Okay, I just want class name and reason for the exception. Then in that case, what I should write? E dot toString. Oh, if we call E dot toString, will the message display in the console? No. Why? ToString method is printing or returning? Returning, na? Once it return, you should display. That means what I should write? System dot out dot println of E dot toString. Samajh mein aaya? What is displaying? Only class name at the rate. Next, now I want only message. Then what I should write? E dot get message. Control 1. Control. Okay, now. So as a programmer, you should know all these details, and wherever you require, there you should use these all methods. Tell me, when I call E dot print stack trace method, compiler searching for print stack trace method in which class? Example. In exception class. In exception class, is a print stack trace method available? No. It is available where? In throwable class. All methods are available in throwable. From there, those methods are inherited to subclasses. Is it clear, guys? Right? Very, very important topic. Tell me, what are the methods we should use, or you can say from catch of exception E. What information must we display? What information must be displayed? Complete exception information. What are the different methods available where in simply let me write here, throwable class methods for displaying exception information. Okay, so these are the very, very important topic. Hope you all understand all points. All points are there in your material. So today we have understood how can we solve exception. We solve exception by changing input or changing logic, not by catching. Then try catch rules. What the new try catch rules we discussed? Try with multiple catches rules we discussed. Then throwable class hierarchy. Try with single class. Try with multiple catches and their rules we have discussed. Then from catch of exception, what information I should display? I must display complete information about that exception. Then what the methods we have? Throwable class methods. Okay, got clarity here? Right. So you have to practice these 14 points from the material continuation page. Yesterday 104. What next pages? You have all these points. Please practice. Tomorrow class is very, very important and very interesting class. So tomorrow also we are spending with try catch only. Inner try catch execution flow. Inner try catch execution flow. We are going to learn tomorrow. It will take around 1 hour, maybe less than 1 hour, and then we are entering into finally also. Okay, na? Tomorrow can I take afternoon class? Possible? What time? So tomorrow also if you come, then we can complete by tomorrow. Finally will be finished. And Sunday we can understand throws and types of exceptions. Checked exception has rules. Checked exception rules we can complete. After that, still if you have patience, we'll go for what you call custom exception and project. Otherwise, Monday we will see. Okay, na? But tomorrow and day after tomorrow, I want you come minimum 5 hours. Possible? Saturday, can I take 3 p.m. onwards? Yes. 3 p.m. to 7 or 6? Class? Oracle class, HTML, advanced Java. Advanced Java. Oracle take it. Oracle HTML take it. Spring class. What time? 5:30. Yeah? How many left sessions? Sir? Which session? Tomorrow I don't have class at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. also I am free. 9 a.m. advance are there? 1 minute. Okay, tomorrow come at 11 o'clock. And afternoon session, what time we have to take class? Tomorrow we'll decide. Yes. Clear my point? Yes, sir. Thank you.
here in the program, there is no not licensing